Hey YouTube family, Miss Sophia's Wisdom here. I know it's been a while since I made a video. Basically, you can see from the title, this video is a piggyback to the last video, or part 2, whatever, to the health condition that I was diagnosed with in June, and basically something I've been going through for many years. Excuse me, smoking. My face just really hurts right now. And I know you're probably like, really, you're going to make a video and your face is hurting, but this is what's getting me through my face hurting right now. Intracranial hypertension is what I have, or idiopathic intracranial hypertension, yeah. Or the other name for it is Pseudotumor Cerebri. But basically, just want to get on here and talk about the different symptoms that people usually don't talk about that do happen with this also. I usually have like facial pain and stuff around here, swelling, which I have now. Probably can't tell, but I definitely can tell. My husband can tell. I can't really chew. Like, just the movement of my mouth is really funny. It's weird. Try not to have an anxiety attack about it, but yeah. Also, let me see some other weird symptoms that I have. I know people have the visual symptoms, but I'd like to talk a little bit more into detail about those visual symptoms. For me, the best way I can describe it for a person that doesn't have this condition is like when someone takes a photograph of you and then you get that negative feedback in your eye, you know, like the flashlight. That's what usually happens to me. If I turn my head a certain way, or if I bend down to pick up a phone or one of my kids' toys or something like that, or anything, you know, those regular movements that would be regular for anyone else, in my brain associated with something fast, so fast to where it distorts my vision to where it's like a blurry kind of, like, if I could, it's like it's doing kind of like this weird thing in the back, like you see how the bricks on a wall are kind of like, that's what my vision starts doing. But it also distorts the color. It'll have like a bluish kind of, I call it the blue emergency lights. That's when I first went to the doctor. It's like blue, like this coat that I have on. That's the blue that I see, you know. So it's really weird, like blue little speckled dots and stuff like that that are there that shouldn't be there. What else are some of the symptoms? Weakness in my legs and in my arms. I notice that when my pressure gets really high, like I can tell, like I have all these bodily symptoms first, and I'll be going to the doctor and they're like, no, it's not high. And then the next time I go, they're like, oh yeah, it's high. Oh my gosh, it's so high. You need to have an LP. You know, I'm like, duh, I knew it before your guys' test said that. Like, my body's already telling me my pressure's too fucking high, you know. So, yeah, with the weakness in my arms, because I like to draw and I like to make jewelry, but I'll notice that all of a sudden my hands will be doing like this crampy thing. Let me get the lighter out my hand so I can put the camera on my hand so you guys can see. Does anyone else with IIH or Pseudotumor Cerebri go through this symptom? Where's my pocket? There. Like my hand will do, like my fingers will do like this crampy thing where literally I have to get someone else to help like pull my finger back, or it'll like get stuck down like this and I like literally have to pull them up. Like, it's ridiculous. Like really like, oh my gosh. And I've already been checked for arthritis and stuff like that. It's not that. Believe me, it's an IH symptom. It's weird. What else? I also get the hearing loss stuff too, or hearing heightened. See, that's not even a word. When my hearing feels like I can hear a pin drop from across the room, or it feels like the people that are sitting there talking directly next to me, I can barely hear what the hell they're saying. Like, it sounds like everything's underwater. So either one of those symptoms are the symptoms also that I don't really hear people talk too much about with that. But it does, when you look it up, it does talk about that though. That people with this condition, some of them do go through hearing loss stuff. So I know it's definitely affecting my hearing. I also have the tinnitus that a lot of people have. The ringing in my ears is, different tones of that high ringing sound. Also a low, like, all the time. It's pretty hard to go to sleep with that in my head, because what happens is I'll tell myself, okay, this is going to be, meditation, listen to it, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, this has been happening for too long, what the hell is going on? Then I started having an anxiety attack, and now I can really hear my heart beating fast, because that's what it is. I'm hearing, the heart, whatever, it's causing those different tones. So, let's see, any other symptoms that are really strange? I don't know, I guess people talk about the memory and stuff like that too. Sometimes it feels like I can remember everything, like right there, and then other times it's like, what's going on, like memory from not just what I have done right now, but it's almost as if it's taking memory from years away from me, if I could put it that way. Childhood memories, people from childhood, different things like that. Memories that I've been with my husband for 20 years, so he'll bring up something and I'm like, oh yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck, I don't remember that, and I should remember that. And yeah, it's really a trip, but you have to think about it. If you have a lot of pressure on your brain, it's pressing down on on those things, so why wouldn't it cause all these different symptoms, concerning the memory and not remembering this and that, all of that. But also something really weird too that I go through is the buzzing, like the electrical shock sound. Like I can literally hear like zzz in my head. It has no pain, but I hear it, and it freaks me out every time it happens. I can turn my head or something, and it has to do with like the dizziness that it can cause. It's an inner ear thing, of course. If you have too much food in your head, and of course it's like that little leveler that the construction men use. If it's like this all the time, and of course the little rocks and the little pebbles or whatever that you have in the inner ear, they're off. So if you have too much liquid up there, so that's another symptom I go through. That vertigo type symptom of dizziness just all the time. It happens out of nowhere. So I'm constantly seem like I'm popping motion sickness pills all the time for that. Works sometimes, doesn't work other times, but I think that's basically it, what I can think of off the top of my head right now about the weird symptoms that I have of IH. Still going through the process now of what medication to take. Like I said, I was on a Diamox, stopped taking that because I couldn't really tolerate it. Then I was put on the LASIK, which seemed to kind of help. I don't know really if it really was helping. The dosage wasn't that high. And then I was put on Topamax, which could, a lot of people say, oh, it has a side effect. I'm outside the bar. I'm sorry if you hear that loudness in the background. The Topamax supposedly has a side effect of losing weight, but for me, caused me to gain weight. So I gained like damn near 25 pounds off that. So, which is really discouraging, because this condition, this disease, is a disease where you tend to have more symptom flare-ups when you're overweight. So yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm about to suck this. You done gave me something that is just like, it's not cool at all. Because I basically know that my pressure is up right now because I'm going through a lot of these symptoms. That's why I'm coming at you guys with this video. But yeah, other people that have this condition as well, leave some comments below and let me know how the condition affects you and what are some of your weird symptoms. Do you have like the crazy light things that go on, too? Do you hear that buzzing in your head, the electrical shocks sound, Do you have weakness in your arms and legs? Because prior to them telling me this, I walked on a cane for 4 years, and people were trying to figure out, like, girl, you so young, why you walk with that cane? But literally, I had a, what I call a shaky attack, but I'll talk about that in a different video. But, yeah, I literally had to walk. I was like 2 seconds away from being in a wheelchair. Like, I was so like, I don't want a wheelchair. I don't want it. But I like, at that point, I really did need one. It's just my walking was just, it was really, really messed up. I wish I had video from that, but it was kind of like, I don't even know how I would react to seeing myself like that. Having to walk like that again, just, oof, man, it was a trip, literally, almost 5 years. And then my walking came back, you know, my balance is still a little off, but the strength of actually being able to walk is still there. And I thank Yahweh every day for that, because people take walking for granted, man. We take breathing, everything for granted. But to be a person that walked all their life and then all of a sudden can't walk, you know, it's like, whoa, okay, you know, like, okay now. So that was definitely an eye-opener in the life, and just something that I truly am blessed every day that I get up off the bed and, you know, put both feet down. I'm like, okay, they working still, you know. I truly think about that every day. People don't think about that. Like, is my legs going to work today? You know, but that's something that I think about a lot of the time. But, yeah, so hopefully I'll get back to making some other videos, as I definitely do want to talk about dreaming and everything. Get back to all of that and stuff, because I definitely have a lot to share with you guys. So this video has been long enough, so hopefully you guys leave some feedback, and I send my love to everyone that has a loved one that has this disease, or that's going through it, or somebody been through it, or you going through something else, and just send my love to you.